Okay guys, I am back with my man Eric Mitchell. We've been having fun all month long, going over some of our core warm-up exercises. Today we're going to hit the front lunge. Now Eric, obviously this has been a staple in not only our program, but many programs, many adult programs. I mean, this is an exercise, the front lunge, that's in every, exercise routine almost, at one time or another. So the way I like to coach this exercise is have the athletes' hands on the hips, and what we're going to do is initial focal point is take a nice big step forward. So take a nice big step forward. Now that's the first progression in this exercise, the first step. Now what we're going to do at this point, we tell our athletes to take a big step forward. Then imagine there's a pole going right through your head, right down your bottom. You're going to come slide right down that pole. There you go, keeping those hips stable, neutral spine, knee behind the toe, everything's in check. Now the arms are going to come to the side. Let the arms hang right to the side. And then you're going to come all the way up with the arms. Good. And now when he does that, he's going to take his hips, he's going to think about rotating his hips forward and up. Now that stretch, how's that feel right there?
That's stretching.
Phenomenal stretch of the hip flexor right here. And let's bring the arms down and back up. Now, we're going to do let's do a couple reps here. Let's take another step, hands on hips. We're gonna take a step forward. That's one, we coach. That's step forward, one. Then down on two. Arms to the side and arms up is three, rotating the hips, up and forward and back up. So I like to teach this progression with my new athletes, and all my athletes is 1, 2, 3, teaching the front lunge. So they know, so let's go through it again, what it looks like. Ready? And 1. And we hold that for a second. Make sure it's stable. A lot of young athletes, they're not stable in this position, right? You see
a lot of
coaches, it's hard to hold the position. That's 1, 2, you drop down, that's 2. 3 is with the arms come up, and then you're rotating those hips forward and up. Pelvic tilt up, good, and back up, good. So doing that 6, 8 times, phenomenal hip flexor stretch. How'd that feel and what are your thoughts?
Well, that's a great stretch. But also what I like is that it focuses for all coaches on the fact that the hips are forward and up when you sprint, whether at acceleration or top speed. So again, back to the basics, regressing to go forward with everything that we're teaching.
You know what, that is a great point. That's why I love doing these little habits with you, Eric, and Steve, and the team members, and Joe, Kamisa, bringing just different thoughts to the table. But yeah, when you're doing that front lunge and you're teaching the athletes, squeeze the butt cheeks. You really contract those pelvic floor muscles. That's so important. Contract the pelvic floor muscles to get those hips up and forward, and that is the ideal position that we want in top speed. So, stretching those hip flexors, getting those hips in the right position is going to, one, help prevent injury, because a flexible hip flexor is going to help the hamstrings, right? To get those hips in the right position. And number two, it's going to really help fire up the whole, core, the balance, the stability muscles, because you have to work on balance, all those great things. So guys, back to the basics here at the Parisi Speed School, deep diving into the details of our core exercises. Hey, take your program, slow it down, do sometimes less is more. Don't do maybe 15, 20, all the warm-up exercises. Do 7, 8, 9, but really drill down. They'll be just as warmed up and they'll perform better.